Welcome, everybody, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks, broadcasting from Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for tuning in to WLXU 93.9 FM. In addition to listening to us on the radio, you can check out our Facebook live stream at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks, or you can download the Radio Lex app to listen to us anywhere in the entire world. I am broadcasting from my house, and Amber is broadcasting from her home. We are not on house arrest. This is not because Governor Beshear has told us to stay indoors. We are actually at home because, like I said last week on the show, we are in the process of moving into a new studio. WLXU has purchased a brand new studio right across the street from the old studio. I'm talking like you could throw a rock and hit it, but the visibility is so much better, and we're very excited to get into it. But until, ladies and gentlemen, until we get moved into the studio, we're going to be broadcasting from the house. Amber, how are you doing? First broadcast of 2021.
First broadcast of 2021, and I'm just so curious as to who taught you your sense of direction, because ain't no way that the new studio is a stone's throw away from the old studio. I think you're off by like a mile and a half.
Well, I really must be pretty bad at geography, because even last week when I was telling people about where the new studio was going to be, I think I said the wrong street and everything. I think I said like East West or West 6th Street or something. So where exactly, Amber, is the new studio located?
So we're going into the old bus depot that is on the corner of Loudon and, oh my gosh, what is the name of that road?
Loudon.
It's at the intersection of Loudon and I'm assuming Upper, maybe.
Okay. So
or Martin Luther.
Irregardless, it's going to be a very nice place. We're very excited to get into it. First broadcast of 2021. Amber, I'm very excited to get 2020 over with. But I will say this. The virus knows no year. The virus knows no time, no date. So things are really going to carry over into 2021.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just a continuation. If anything, 2021 has started off worse than 2020 started off, because 2020 started off with no virus, and this year has started off with a virus. But we have a lot to look forward to. Number one thing we got to look forward to the most in this entire year is we get to eventually get to be around large gatherings. We get to travel some. I'm very excited about that.
Yes, I think we should start planning our first trip right now.
And where would you want to go?
Quarantine trip.
Do you want to go to the beach? You trying to go to a city?
I don't know. I think we should go to a beach, because I would love to just sit in the sand with a drink in my hand. So I think that would be the best route to take.
Also in 2021, what we have to look forward to is the widespread COVID-19 immunity. I don't know if you have heard, but there is a vaccine that is now on the market. We've not talked about the vaccine yet here on the show, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but we have that to look forward to. A lot of people are getting vaccinated. I appreciate what you are doing. You're helping with the immunity.
Yes.
You're helping everybody get immune to this. A lot of people say, I don't want to get vaccinated. A lot of people say, I don't want to. Well, you know what? That's your prerogative. I'm not here to tell you to go get vaccinated, but cheer on the people who are getting vaccinated, because that just is more reason why you don't have to. Because if more people are getting vaccinated, the built up immunity in the
herd immunity,
it's called herd immunity. It's going to it works better in your favor if you're an anti-vaxxer.
I mean, I hate to look at it like that, but yeah, I think you kind of hit it, the nail on the head with that one. I mean, we do have to focus on, getting herd immunity. And just like you said, I'm so thankful for the people who have, stepped up, and they've been brave enough to go ahead and try to combat our losing battle so far against this virus. So thank you.
Also in 2021, Amber, we have the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World to look forward to. And I thought that Walt Disney was going to miss out on such a spectacular event, because Walt Disney has brought so much magic to the world. They actually get to celebrate their 50th anniversary with people in the park. It almost didn't happen because of COVID.
Well, so now when's that happening? Maybe that's where we should go on our vacation too.
Well, October 1st will mark the official 50th anniversary. I don't know if they're going to do a whole year celebrating the whole 50th anniversary, but the official mark of the 50th anniversary of Disney World is October the 1st.
That'll be fun, right in time for Halloween. So I think that's going to be maybe a really good thing for 2021.
So much to look forward to, though. We have new TV shows coming out. I'm excited about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot. I don't know if you've seen it. It's supposed to be a re-edition of the show. It's not a comedy. It's a drama.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be produced by Peacock. And if it's anything like the new Save the Bell, it's going to be trash.
Yeah.
But
for real.
It looks good. The trailer, that was a fan-made trailer. Will Smith and others liked it so much, they're going to make it into a dramatic television series. I look forward to it. Yeah.
Well, so this entire idea came from a trailer that was made?
From a fan-made trailer. Yeah. If you have an idea, and this is just for those listeners out there, if you have an idea and you feel like that you have an idea that you want to get noticed, nobody will ever notice it if you're just sitting there on the idea. You have to get it out there. Who cares what people think of it? Who cares if people think that your idea is stupid? A lot of people think this show is stupid. A lot of people think Off the Cuff is stupid. People have been telling me this show's been stupid since 2014. Guess what? We're still here, going almost on our 350th episode, by the way. But other than TV shows, we've got new movies coming out. If you can catch those on pretty much all streaming services, because the movie theaters is a thing of the past in 2021. I'm telling you, we're going to see a decline in movie theaters. We're going to see movie theaters shut down.
Do we even have movie theaters open in Lexington right now?
I don't think so. I think Nicholasville has their movie tavern open, but HBO Max, Warner Brothers has announced that they will stream their new movies on HBO Max the same day they drop in theaters.
I don't really know how I feel about that.
It's you either love it or you hate it. I hate it. I mean, I love the convenience of it, but I hate it. I still think there's some things that we should be able to do in this world, and go watching a movie. It's been around since the 20s, man. It survived the Great Depression and it didn't survive COVID, and it's it's sad.
Well, and I don't know that it necessarily has a whole lot to do with COVID as opposed to people wanting, I think, an additional reason to kind of be lazy. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Have we rented a few movies? I think we rented The Invisible Man as soon as the pandemic hit, and that was awesome. I was able, we were able to get it at home, enjoyed watching it, but there's nothing like going to the movie theater and sitting in that chair and throwing popcorn all over the floor.
Also, Amber, in 2021, something that people can look forward to is the fact that Tom Cruise is going to space. Now, people have heard that Tom Cruise is starring in yet another Top Gun movie. He's reprising his role as Maverick, but he is really actually going to go to space to film a part of that movie with the help of NASA and Elon Musk's SpaceX. Tom Cruise will travel to the International Space Station to work on his movie. I mean, we all knew that Tom Cruise was crazy. His name is Tom Crazy. But
I like Tom Crazy better.
But the fact that this man is actually going to space, how did he get clearance to go to space? Doesn't that take years of training?
Apparently not if you're Tom Cruise. I don't know. I feel like this man does no wrong. And he still is just catapulted all the time. Obviously now on out into the stratosphere.
Taking his stunts to a whole new level. They say that Tom Cruise, he does his own stunts. The fact that he is actually filming space scenes in space, Tom, I think a computer would suffice with a little backdrop, maybe pull down a green screen. I don't know why you're going to space.
Little CGI effects.
Also, in 2021, Amber, you have the drone delivery to look forward to. Basically, they're saying that delivery companies, big companies like Amazon, companies like the United States Postal Mail even are going to be they're going to be investing in drone delivery, having drones drop off packages to your house. You talk about new world technology. The fact that you can have a package dropped off by a drone, it's pretty spectacular, right?
Well, I mean, I think just about anything's better than when they thought to throw it right up against my door and they ramble and shamble and break everything inside of it. So maybe the drones will be programmed to sit it down in a position as to which it won't break all the contents in the box.
Right. And the fact that I had all of my Christmas presents pretty much broke this year because of the
That's literally what I was thinking about.
Yeah, and your Christmas present was a part of that package that got your Christmas present, which turned out to be great, by the way.
I know. I'm so upset that I don't have it with me right now. I might have to see if my lovely husband, who's watching the show, can bring it to me.
It was a
so
coffee
I can
cup.
Show
Folks.
this off.
It was a coffee cup, folks. It was a China WWF coffee cup. One of Amber's favorite female wrestlers, one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time. I got her a coffee cup, but it broke on the way here. I don't know why the postal mail was so rough this year with packages. They broke so many things, and I get it. They're overwhelmed. There's a lot of packages. But what did they treat these packages like? Ace Ventura during the opening of the first movie? Remember when he was kicking all those packages around?
Here's your insurance claim form. Doesn't he give him that claim form at the end? Go ahead and file.
Also, Amber, in 2021, the Queen of England turns 95 years old. She's getting old.
Mm-hmm.
And
older than dirt. That's what my papa would say.
Pretty soon she's going to be kicking the bucket. And I'm telling you, she's already the longest reigning matriarch in the British history. So the fact that she's celebrating her 95th birthday, it's historical over there in England.
Well, I'm already a huge fan because, she's a huge advocate for corgis. She has all the corgis. So, all respect to Queen of England.
And ladies and gentlemen, finally, something else that you can look forward to in 2021 is hugs and highly anticipated concerts. I don't know of any concerts right off the top of my head, but I'm sure that people are going to start announcing concerts coming soon. Because are we going to have packed out arenas this year?
No.
I don't see packed out arenas. I see small gatherings.
Yes.
I don't see packed out arenas in 2021. And I know that's not a popular saying. I know that a lot of people were anticipating packed out basketball arenas, football arenas. It's not going to happen this year, but we are going to see larger gatherings, just not packed out arenas. It might be a while before we get back to that world, but we do have a lot to look forward to, and hopefully that cheered everybody up. But we do have lots more off the cuff actually coming up right after these words, Amber, so stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also joining me. We are both broadcasting from our own individual homes. We are waiting on our new studio at the WLXU studios to open up. We are moving into a brand new studio. If you are just now joining us and the audio sounds a little different, it's because we're both broadcasting from our home. Wiley on the show thread says that the new studio is going to be located on Limestone. Is he accurate on that, or is he also wrong?
Unfortunately, he's absolutely correct on that. Thank you, Wiley, for being clutch.
How does Wiley know where the studio is? And I've been going there for the last 2 years, and I still don't. Or I've been driving past that place for the last 2 years, and I still don't know.
Well, I think it's just because he drives it every day. But, this is not a common occurrence. But guess what he brought me in?
Ooh, for those who are on our Facebook Live, you can check that out at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. You can see the ninth wonder of the World Cup. That is China. But Amber, we're talking about the COVID-19 vaccine. It is finally here. We do have one. Are you going to take it?
Ooh, you hit me with some hard
I love it too.
Questions. So obviously I am not interacting a lot with the general public, so I feel like I should be kind of dead bottom on the list. I think by the time it does come available for generalized public, yes, I will be more inclined to take it. At this time, I feel like it would be wasted upon me because I do spend a lot of time at home. So I think when the time's right, yes, I will take it. What about yourself?
I kind of can piggyback off what you were saying. I think that right now, as of right now, I'm going to hold off on taking the vaccine just because it's just so new. I think that the herd immunity is what I'm hoping for right now. That's why I'm so appreciative of those who are getting the vaccine. I just have so many other questions that need to be answered uh, before I do take the vaccine. So thank you for telling me my volume. Has it? How loud has it been this whole segment? Pretty loud.
Just this whole segment, guys. This is the beauty of working from home.
Yeah.
Look at there.
My microphone adjust, and
You're a little too low. You're a little bit too low now.
now a little bit too low.
A little bit too low. You're like Britney Spears right now. A little bit too loud, a little bit too low.
But the COVID-19 vaccine, it is here. Only high risk and essential workers are able to get the vaccine right now. Apparently, they're considering me an essential worker, Amber, because my college in West Virginia that I work at is offering the vaccine for the employees. So the West Virginia governor, he's been pretty aggressive with getting schools opened back up, getting the vaccine out there. I'm sure things in Kentucky will be very much mirrored like they are in West Virginia. They're telling you not to take the vaccine if you have any allergic reactions. But what if you don't know what you're allergic to? What if you've never had one of those tests? What if you get the vaccine and your throat starts closing up when you go home?
We have anomalies, and those are the things that usually get reported out, are those one-off cases where people are unsure or were unaware that they had, a previous allergen already in their body to a component within the vaccine. That's why, we did see people. I think there was a nurse that passed out and they said, hey, she's got a previous medical condition and this is why. But the original, posting was, oh, somebody passed out as soon as they got the vaccine. So I think, again, just like with anything, this is just going to be a trial and error. And I hate that because we're dealing with something so fragile as life. But when, we are kind of in a crunch right now, we do need to build herd immunity within our community so we can get back to normal. I just, I hate that this is the way we have to go about it. But of course, there's going to be anomalies. Of course, we have to expect that.
Yeah. It just reminds me of the movie I Am Legend when they open the movie and they're talking about how happy they are that they have found the vaccine for cancer, and everybody who is anybody takes this vaccine and they all turn into zombies. I don't want that to happen with COVID-19 patients, or I don't want that to happen in real life with the COVID-19 vaccine. Now that's a little radical to think, but
but crazier things have happened. If I told you at the beginning of 2020 you would spend the entire year inside the house, you'd have said I was crazy.
Oh, we definitely would have. If you would have told me some of the things that happened in 2020 would have happened, I would have called you crazy. I mean, the fact that they shut down sports completely, that was and schools for that matter. I mean, kids have not been in school since March. I mean, that in itself is just insane. But the COVID-19 vaccine, it is out there, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully good things will come from that. But since we have last left the audience, we have some Kentucky coverage to discuss here on the show. Kentucky football won the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. And it was not a pretty win, but they did pull it off. It was a 23-21 victory over North Carolina State, and that went down in Jacksonville. But, Amber, that's not really the story. The story isn't Kentucky football winning the bowl. I mean, They didn't really have a good season. I mean, you can chalk it up to a good season if you want. With the bowl win, it certainly helped. But the interesting story surrounding the UK football program is Mark Stoops' personal life. And it would be an injustice on this talk radio show if we didn't talk about it. A lot of people are not talking about it, but we are that trashy show that does. Mark Stoops and his wife, Chantel, are getting a divorce. The couple has asked for privacy, but they did release a statement through the UK Athletic Department on Monday afternoon. Mark Stoops said, "It is very difficult to make an announcement about something that is so personal for our family. However, after careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to divorce." He says, "We realize that we are well known within the community and feel we need to acknowledge this publicly. We have a deep care and respect for each other, and that will continue as our family moves forward. Please be respectful of our family's privacy during this time." Mark and Chantel, they married in 2002. They have 2 sons, Will and Zach. I hate that. I hate the fact that they have 2 kids. I don't think that, I think that the kids are always the ones that suffer in divorce.
Yeah.
We both are product of divorce families, and
Yay.
yeah. And you see how we turned out. But no, I'm totally joking. But I do hate that in all seriousness, that
Yes.
they do have 2 kids, 2 sons. It doesn't get any easier. I don't care how old you are. And it affects people and children at all aspects of their age.
Yes.
My parents divorced when they were 5. Yes, that was tough because I had to grow up without my parents in the same house. But it's also tough when kids have their parents divorce when the kids are 15, 16, because
Yes.
that's a very difficult time in a teenager's life to not have their parents at the same time. So they do have 2 sons, Will and Zach. The Stoops have been active in multiple charities around Lexington since arriving here in 2013, including the Team Kentucky Fund, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Kentucky Children's Hospital. When they first moved here, they purchased a home together for $1.45 million in the Beaumont neighborhood.
Well,
who gets
fancy.
the house? Who gets the house? I mean, they're divorcing. She's not going to be left without a pot to piss in. She's still going to have things after she leaves Mark, but I don't know any other details other than that they're divorcing. Usually there's reasons behind divorces. I'm sure that they had problems just like anybody else, but what do you make of the news?
Well, I think the thing that I say that I probably hate the most for them is Mark Stoops is not always the most appreciated person here in the Big Blue Nation. So I would say, coupled with, I'm going to say maybe not the greatest of seasons, now with a divorce, I just really hate to kind of see the backlash he's going to get. They're going to blame his personal life maybe on some foul-ups that happened throughout this shortened season. But I just don't look forward to the backlash that not only his wife is going to receive, but his children are going to receive.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to keep bringing this up. Well, actually, I've not heard of anybody bringing it up except us, but that just, somebody had to talk.
Go figure.
But ladies and gentlemen, I hate that for them. I really do. And I hope the best situation that can come out of this, even though it's just a bad situation, and I hope the best for the kids. I really do. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take Off the Cuffs Song of the Week. And since we're broadcasting from home, I think it's fitting to play a song entitled Home by Machine Gun Kelly, Ex-Ambassadors, and BB. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the song. We'll be right back. Also surrounding the UK football program, Terry Wilson, the UK quarterback, has announced that he is transferring. A lot of people have mixed emotions about that. Some people like Terry, some people didn't. The quarterback situation at UK, it's always been up and down. It's always been a roller coaster, but he is transferring. So a lot surrounding the UK football program, but congratulations to him for having a bowl win. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back after these words. Stick with us. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also broadcasting with me. We are both broadcasting from our home studios. We are waiting for our new WLXU studio to open. A lot of great memories in the old studio. I started my broadcasting career right there. Amber pretty much started her broadcasting career right there as well. But I'm very excited to get into the new studio, and that's what we're waiting on. We're anticipating the 1st of February for that to open, but big things happening for WLXU and Off the Cuff, brand new studio. But Amber, we talked about on our last segment the UK football program. Let's talk about Kentucky basketball. Maybe one of the most interesting seasons for the Kentucky basketball we've had in a long time. When we last talked about Kentucky, they were about to face off against North Carolina, and they were 1-4. Well, since then, UK lost to North Carolina 75-63 in that annual winter basketball CBS Classic, and that extended their losing streak to 1-5, making that the worst start since 1927. That was the worst. I mean, that's before Adolph Rupp was the head coach. You talk about a long time ago. As a matter of fact, the head coach back in that day, his name was Coach Basil Hayden, and he was the coach in 1927. He has since passed. He died at the ripe age of 105. But he had a horrible start with UK. He actually went 1-8, but we haven't been that bad since. After playing North Carolina, we went on to play Louisville, and it was that Louisville game where we lost against our arch rival. I mean, losing against Louisville is never fun, but the final score of that game was 62-59. So we didn't get the bragging rights this year against Louisville, and that extended our losing streak even more. That concluded our non-conference of 1-6. So we start the conference games 1-6. And according to ESPN's Jeff Berzello, he says that no team has ever started 1-6 and earned a large bid to the NCAA tournament. It doesn't look like this team is going to make the NCAA tournament. We've played 2 games since the Louisville game. Mississippi State, we won. I mean, thanks to Dante Allen, a Kentucky boy. And then we won our last game against Vanderbilt. We got Florida coming up next on January the 9th. I tell you, this team is up in the air. So far, we're 2-0 in the conference. We're undefeated in the conference. But we have 3 wins. But we already at this point in the season have 6 losses. I don't know how we can make our team get to a point to where we're going to make the tournament. Is this season already a wash, knowing that we're not going to make the NCAA tournament?
I mean, I think it kind of goes back to, we understand that I think Kentucky is only as good as the Big Blue Nation. We know that when things are all flowing and everybody's filling those seats, we know that this team has always been able to go out, and they have led us to many victories. They've led us to many great successes. And I hate that, not only is 2020 going to go down as obviously the year of, COVID-19, but it is going to go down as a year that, Kentucky basketball was not on top. And Kentucky basketball is not something that's just, here in Kentucky. We can, name off several, elite people who are Wildcat fans. So we know that we are worldwide known. And I hate that 2020 is going to be the year that, Kentucky didn't come to play.
Wade on the show thread says, "Go MSU Eagles." I'm a Morehead State Eagle alum, and we played Morehead State. UK did, and we defeated them. But Wade, what does that say about Morehead State defeating Preston Spradlin? I mean, UK is a really bad team, but Morehead State still lost to them. Morehead State's not going to get any better until they fire Preston Spradlin. And I've been very vocal about that anyway. I don't think that man could coach at Beaver Creek Elementary. So I think that if Morehead State decides to smarten up and hire somebody that can get a winning record, maybe get a winning record in the conference, maybe, I think that Morehead State could do a little bit more damage. Now, I didn't mean to get off on Morehead State there, but back to Kentucky basketball. Dante Allen, he showed out in that Mississippi State game, a Kentucky boy. And the fans love it when a Kentucky boy shines. You know what made Rick Pitino so popular in this state, Amber?
What?
It was the fact that he won, but he won with Kentucky players. He won with homegrown Kentucky boys. When you turned on the television, you seen people from the head of the holler that were playing on the Final Four stage. You seen people like Cameron Mills. You seen people like Richie Farmer. You seen people. I'm having a blank of some of Rick Pitino's players, but you had Kentucky boys, people that grew up in Paintsville and Pikeville and Prestonsburg, right up there in the head of the holler, that you could turn on CBS and see him playing in a Final Four, cutting down the nets on a national stage. That meant something for those players. It meant something for the team. It meant something for the state. And
community.
We haven't had that at Kentucky, especially since Cal has been. And in the Cal era, we've not even come close to having a Kentucky superstar. So we are hungry for that. That is what this team needs. If Calipari wants to get back on the good side of the fans, it's to have a Kentucky player, a homegrown Kentucky player, dominate. And that's exactly what Dante Allen did against Mississippi State. He shot the daylights out of the ball. What a game. I mean, what a game.
Shot the daylights. I mean, like that.
Boom,
I like that.
Boom goes the dynamite. Kentucky played against Mississippi State, and a lot of people were giving Cal a hard time over that that second win of his, because he did beat Morehead State. But people were giving him a lot of crap about it because he got ejected during the second half. People were saying, well, Kentucky only won because Cal got ejected. Now stop. Because
that's exactly what I said. So I can't say it.
But now you can't say it because Cal was in the game during the Vandy win. But with that being said, Vandy is the worst team in the SEC. So Kentucky, they have a lot more games to play before you can call this team good. They have a lot more games to play and to win before you can even call this game, or before you can even call this team decent. But I do like the fact that they are giving a Kentucky boy some love.
Well, I mean, we all kind of know how your feelings are with Kentucky basketball. And, I don't do much sports. So, I like to take your opinion on things. So what is your opinion for the rest of the season? Your sincere opinion?
I think that Kentucky will probably they can go nowhere else but up. I don't think that they're going to decline anymore.
Are you sure?
I don't see that happening. I mean, we've only won 3 games. I can see them improving, but not to the point to where they're going to be a shocking team where they're going to shock people. This is not going to be the team that's going to shock the world. They're just not. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break. We got one more segment to go here on Off the Cuff, and we're going to talk about it after these words. Stick with us. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also joining me. We are broadcasting from our homes. Amber is at her home in Lexington, and I am also at my home in Lexington. We are awaiting the opening of our new WLXU studios. A lot has happened since we've last been on the air. I forgot to mention on the New Year's Eve show, we really didn't get to talk about it because we had so much 2020 headlines to cover, but there was an AT&T explosion, something straight out of the movie Die Hard that happened on Christmas. I mean, yes. A suicide bomber is what they're calling this guy, placed a bomb in an RV and it exploded, causing the AT&T building to catch on fire. And it caused a lot of cell phones to lose service. Was your phone shut down?
Mm-hmm. And in all sincerity, like, my phone still is not functioning properly. I don't know if it's because my phone is trash. That could be it. But definitely was not able to make any calls, no text messages. And we all know my Wi-Fi is terrible at home. So I was kind of out of the game for 2 days.
Well, it says that people near the RV heard gunshots and loudspeakers on the RV warned them to evacuate before the explosion, which was felt by miles away. The FBI is currently investigating it. The fact that there was speakers warning people to get away, that's interesting because first of all, this guy was not wanting people to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that this guy should be excused, but the fact that he did warn people, he did spare some lives.
Yes.
That in itself is huge. But the fact that this man did that, it makes you wonder, why was he bombing the AT&T building? What's the motive behind this? Have you heard anything developing over why he did it?
Conspiracy theories. There have been a few, and I hate to even report conspiracy theories, but some people were stating that he just was not a fan of the 5G, which we know is something AT&T has been really heavy in rolling out. I mean, personally, my own thought was, oh my gosh, this is a diversion. So I think everybody kind of had their own little story that day. But the biggest conspiracy theory, I want to make sure I say that again, conspiracy theory, is that he was trying to stop or eliminate the 5G network, and AT&T was the biggest pusher of that.
I've definitely heard that, but it reminds me of a story that is very similar to that. It happened in the past with a woman who got really ticked off at YouTube for deleting her account, and she went in there and she opened fire on the YouTube employees. Yeah, she just walked in there and just opened fire on the YouTube employees. You don't remember this?
I don't remember that, actually. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, it was very scary. The fact that they shut her YouTube account down, she got so mad. That's how she handled her problems. There's better ways to handle your problems. I mean, I get mad at Spectrum all the time because my internet's slow, but never in my mind have I ever thought about hurting somebody because my internet is slow.
No, maybe like breaking my router or like throwing my router on the ground, but never a person.
But Lexington itself got some national news because of the whole AT&T building explosion. This guy named Victor Kimona, he parked his RV.
Poor man.
Poor guy. I mean, he parked his RV in Lexington on New Year's Day. He was coming back from a trip, and him and his family was staying in a hotel in Lexington, and he parked his RV, went upstairs, never thought nothing else about it. And the RV was very similar to the RV that exploded in Nashville. So it alarmed the police. Mayor Gorton, everybody was saying, get away from downtown. They evacuated it. I'm talking Lexington was ready to party on New Year's. And there was no partying. Now, there has been some conspiracy theories saying that Linda Gordon, the mayor, planted the RV there because she didn't partying. And I thought that was hilarious when I heard that. And I was like, well, if that's the case.
Look, I seen some of the people who were reporting this being down there, some of my friends who were downtown trying to get their groove on. And there were so many conflicting things that came out. There were people stating that this RV was also making a noise. Why do people lie about stuff like that? That was unnecessary, created unnecessary drama. You crying wolf. Don't make things up like that.
The fact that people want to lie and say that they heard voices coming out of the RV. I mean, when it was just a bold-faced lie, why are people? We all have met those people. We all have met people who can't tell the truth. They will tell you they have 2 pieces of gum when they have 1. It doesn't matter. They just can't tell you the truth. Do you know anybody like that?
Yes, I do. And sometimes when they talk, I'm like, buddy, what you lying to me for? I know you ain't telling the truth.
Yeah, it's very sad. But the guy, he didn't get into any trouble. He says he feels bad that this happened, and he feels bad that people's New Year's Eve plans got
he don't need to feel bad. Then people that's out there lying need to feel bad. He does not. He didn't do anything wrong. He parked in a parking garage, or not even a garage, but he parked in a parking lot.
And if anything, this guy might have helped prevent people get COVID, because a lot of people were anticipating some large gatherings.
I bet that man and his family will never come back here again. I would not blame them.
I would not blame them. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our first broadcast of 2021. It's already in the books. I can't believe it. No, it sounds a little different because we are broadcasting from the house, but eventually, come February, we will be in a brand new studio. We're still going to be in the same time slot Thursdays at 4 on WLXU 93.9. You can follow Off the Cuff on Instagram and Facebook at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. You can follow Amber, the co-host, at Ambu447 on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow me, the host, on all social media platforms at The Adam Banks. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Amber Turner. I'm Adam Banks, and this is Off the Cuff. We will see you in the next episode.